Hello, he's Malcolm Hardslett and I'm Janice Baker. How has children's entertainment changed over the years and what is the new face of comedy?
We'll find out when we meet special guest Mark Trenwith, who is Mr. Snotbottom, on our next
on Our Time.
I've had a relapse. The voice is gone again.
It hasn't actually come back yet. Gone again.
It comes and it goes.
Oh.
One day it's not too bad. The next day, I want to do those voiceovers for the thriller films.
You make me feel as if I just want to swallow something for you.
Do you?
No, it's just. No, I know that drinking water doesn't help, but I mean, you are taking some medication, aren't you?
No,
for this?
it's just got to heal naturally by not talking, and you can see I'm really working on that.
Doing that.
Look, it's my great pleasure to welcome Mark Trenwith to Our Time.
Hello, Mark.
Thank you. Can you say, I'm Batman?
No, I could be somebody else up there, though.
You sound like Batman if his pants were sort of ripped.
Part of this is because I've been recently doing a show with several voices, and my larynx is a bit scarred from being old.
Right.
Anyway,
it happens.
That's
I'm
his
here to
excuse.
talk to you.
No, so this is what's going to happen. This is my future. I'm looking at my future self.
Oh, possibly. It's very possible, Mark. So, Mark, I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
Not since you were a little boy, but since you were young.
Yeah.
How did you get into comedy? Because it really started with comedy as a performer for you, didn't it?
Yeah.
You weren't a singy, dancey kid.
No. I think I wanted to be an animator, so I was a drawing kid. And when I left high school, the digital animation, revolution hadn't quite happened yet. Like Toy Story had only just come out, and so there was nowhere for me to really go in that area. So all my teachers were telling me, go into film instead. Because it's the same sort of principles, and then eventually you might be able to sort of bridge into animation.
Yeah.
And so I studied film, and it kind of just, it just didn't seem quite practical because it's a very slow process. So I started doing drama electives instead at university, and going on to the university radio, and also writing for the uni paper. And I guess what I realised was I just really wanted to be a creative person. In fact, what I realised what I wanted to be was perhaps not making cartoons. I actually wanted to be a cartoon character.
Performing.
Yeah, I wanted to be an actual sort of cartoon character. And
I
think then finding comedy and, and stand-up and, physical humour was pretty much the closest thing I could find to actually being an actual human.
I've never thought of it in those terms, but I guess that's what it is. Comedy and cartoon character are close.
Yeah, I mean, especially there's a particular, brand of comedic actor, perhaps like Rowan Atkinson or Jim Carrey that sort of really fit that, what are they? Are they human or are they?
There is that about you, actually, as a performer.
Well, I think when I'm in my happiest place as a performer, that's where it is, when you're sort of...
Well, you've got this amazing grin.
Right, yeah.
I'm trying to make you do it now. See that grin, see that grin, see that grin.
I auditioned for a children's show that, a highly commercial children's show as a wizard character. And in the audition, the director said, "Can you make it look less evil?"
Oh, really?
And that was when I realised, I don't think maybe traditional children's entertainment is what I'm actually built for. I think it's the more sort of naughtier realm of children's.
But before you became the naughtier realm, you were a stand-up.
Yeah. So I kind of cut my teeth with Dave Flanagan in the Comics Comedy Cellar when that was open.
I should just explain. Dave Flanagan was probably the teacher of most young comics who came out of South Australia.
Yeah, he nurtured a lot of people like Adam Hills and Fiona O'Loughlin. Sort of came up through Dave. So yeah, he's a lot to answer for.
Sadly, he's left us.
He has passed away.
But his...
I worked with Dave many years ago.
Well, we all did at some point. But his encouragement and his ability to help you grow.
Yeah, he was very invested, for sure.
Don't you like university people? Invested. I just said grow, he said invested.
If only I actually used that in financial terms, my life would be a lot different.
So you became a stand-up, and did you work at the Comedy Cellar?
Yeah, so, and in fact, I think Dave sort of saw what my skill sets were, because he initially put me, at the time there was sort of the wacky waiter kind of thing going on, because it was very much a theatre restaurant, and he was inspired by going to like Movie World and Disneyland, and rather than standing there and waiting for the ride, there'd be just things going on.
Stuff happening, yeah.
And so he felt that he should have that within his restaurant. So while people are having the dinner, then waiting for the comedy show, that
Something else was happening.
Happening.
Still being entertained.
Exactly, yeah, right from the moment they sort of walk in.
Yeah.
So I would sort of greet people as this sort of Fritz, I was called. I had this sort of high pants, sort of, you know, like braces, and there were just little sort of moments where I was being just yelled at by the maitre d' the whole time. By the end of it, we've fallen in love and all just this sort of crazy stuff. And that was a real fun way to sort of really start playing with audiences and really sort of learn how to sort of, I guess, craft a character. And
In Melbourne, the same thing sort of happened through that post-theatre restaurant days, with all of those different smaller places which sadly don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
But so many of the faces we see on television today came out of that environment.
Yeah, wow.
It's where they learnt their business. And very much what you're talking about here with Dave was more or less the local one, and people like us were working in regular theatre restaurant in those days, and we were learning from those who came before us too.
yeah, wow.
So anyway, that's us, not you. So where did you go after that?
So I guess
You hosted a lot too, didn't you?
yeah, because I think what I was learning through comics as well was that, I mean, at the time there was only really 3 places to be doing stand-up, and comics was definitely more of the conventional style of stand-up.
The style.
Yeah.
It really was. Yeah.
And I would say...
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I'd also say maybe the more accessible to all types of walks of life, because, you know, you'd go into comics and you'd never know what you'd expect. You know, there could be a bucks table right at the front. There could be there could be a work function where, you know, the boss didn't get along with such and such. There'd be all sorts of crazy dynamics, and so it kind of taught you to sort of be quite sharp. And Dave had this sort of thing where when you were new, he would give you the toughest spot, which was always the first person after the break. And he said, that's going to teach you to be hard. So then when you get the easy spot, you're going to be sailing. So he kind of built you up like that. And I think at the time there was also Rhino, which is still going on, I guess now is the premier club in SA.
It is now.
And at the time it was probably more artsy than it is now. Like, it was really sort of alternative. And I would say that I probably spent a good year or 2 at comics first, and I think that was really good because it taught me how to sort of really be structured and be really quite disciplined, and how to, you know, have a word economy. So I guess then, when I got to Rhino, I could sort of then break that a bit. And in some ways, I think that's what I really wanted to be doing, was more, you know, alternative comedy. But I think having that structure behind it helped me to make like sharper left turns, you know what I mean, and kind of be absurd in a more surprising way than just be like baffling.
But you've said a couple of interesting things there. You've said about the economy of words, which is so important with comedy, but also the need to sort of practice your craft at some level so that you can increase it. Do you think comedy's become a little bit too much personal stories from today's comics? It seems that everything is about what's happened to them or their wife or their kids.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I mean, I think there's this real sort of push for authenticity now. I think, particularly I see it a lot on like YouTube. It's full of these people getting millions of views for just talking about their socks and stuff like that. Yeah. But it's attracting all this attention. So it's a hard one. I think, you know, having a balance of the two is probably the best scenario there, because I think people are after people's points of view now, because I think it is shifting away from the idea of a bunch of jokes that, I guess, anyone can tell and
Yeah,
anyone
there's
can...
jokes and stories.
Yeah.
And a lot of it comes down to the individual, how you'll present that, obviously.
Yeah.
But you've now sort of steered away from the adult stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think... what happened was that, because I was doing also just a lot of children's theatre anyway, like when I came out of uni, I finished the film degree, but the first few jobs I had were doing children's theatre jobs. So I had like a touring theatre and education job around
You're also
Australia.
a very strange man from outer space.
Yeah, I was.
From Little Purple Spaceship. I
That's
recall
correct.
Very well.
Yeah, which I would lay down in a spaceship for about 25 minutes before which was actually quite relaxing because it was like being in a meditation tank, just lying there.
More like being in a coffin, I would have thought.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I would have to really make sure that I didn't fall asleep in there and miss my cue.
Oh, gosh.
There are all those joys. That's the
And I remember being in that spaceship and just there was this little kind of device where that I'd press to make some fog come out of this spaceship, which would make all the kids lose their minds because this spaceship
Suddenly something's happening.
Yeah. But sometimes, like, it was very dark in there and quite narrow, and I'd forget where I'd put the thing, and I'd just be kind of like lying there trying to reach around for it. And then suddenly other actors there, oh, wonder what that spaceship is. I said, I wonder what that spaceship is, and then finally...
I love it. Okay, now... We're going to take a short break.
We are.
And through the magic of television, we're going to meet another character when we come back, Mr. Snotbottom.
We're back.
We are.
Do we have a new guest?
Yeah, Mark's gone, and Mr. Snotbottom has joined us.
Snotbottom.
Do we call you Snot or Bottom? Is that your whole name, or just your surname?
It's very nice of you to ask. It's my surname. Do you want to know my first name?
Yeah.
Okay, well, mate. Okay. Right, it's rhymes with it's pronounced. It comes from the Latin word meaning. In Chinese, it's pronounced Steve.
Excellent.
It's spelt Q.
Is that with a TH or a P?
It's P-T-H, yeah, and the
right,
Q at the end.
Gotcha.
The Q's silent.
Now, how did you know that you wanted to be a performer for children?
Oh, is that what I do? Oh, I just kind of stand there and kind of rock up.
Well, they do.
Yeah.
You're
Like
in
the
front-
Pied Piper.
Yeah, it's and sometimes they laugh, which is very offensive because
Because you're serious.
I'm very serious. It's like Shakespeare.
It's high art.
It's very high art, or
High
high
art.
fart.
How are you doing?
Very.
I wouldn't have said that.
We can delete that if we need to.
No, we can't.
Oh.
You're there for good. So I can't. Oh, I could.
No, not very well.
Can you tell us your life story?
Oh wow, my life story. Well,
Sorry, we're out of time.
well, I was left in the naughty corner, and I never saw my parents again.
They left you.
Yeah, left me in the naughty corner, and so that's.
And they took off.
Yeah, that's how I grew up.
Who fed you?
Just the random bugs that are around.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, just
stop.
the-
Oh, God.
Not even the bugs I was eating whatever they were leaving behind.
Yes, I was going to say, did they bring you food or?
Well, from there, what they'd finished.
Oh, right.
Just had to, yeah.
Right, okay. Is that where the bottom comes from or the snot?
Oh,
Well, I'm called Mr. Snotbottom because I've got so much snot,
oh, God.
I can't keep it all on my face. It also comes out of my bottom.
Right,
I fart boogies.
right.
Yeah, you know when sometimes you get a cold and you get a blocked nose?
Oh, I don't know if I want to hear.
Yeah, I got a block
I
bottom.
don't want. No.
Yeah,
Do you get tissues for Christmas?
never used one.
Oh, really?
That's what this is for.
Oh, right, when your
Giant-
sleeve.
yeah.
Don't forget your sleeve.
Absolutely this, yeah.
Now we know that. We know what to give you for Christmas.
Box of hankies.
Actually, I do have a giant hanky called Derek. He's kind of a butler. He's a guy that's just a giant hanky that actually you get to meet in my show. He just comes up. I get to blow my nose on him every now and then. The kids get to blow their nose on him as well. He loves it.
Nice. You've had a very successful season in Adelaide during the Fringe, which is finished. Where do you go next?
So now we're going to Melbourne. The show is called Mr. Snotbottom's Horrible, Terrible, Really, Really Bad Show, which was not my choice of the title. My choice was The Amazing, Incredible, Really, Really Good Show.
Of course, but who chose the other title?
Yeah, the powers that be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it starts off, you know, I guess the premise of the show that nothing actually goes right. So the show never actually starts. So the show begins and I come out not even dressed. And so half the show is just me trying to put my whole outfit. I mean, this took me about 3 hours to put on today. And my mum was helping me.
No, but didn't your mum leave you in the naughty corner?
Look, I can't keep all the threads going. I don't know where they go and where anything ends.
His adopted mother.
Oh,
that's right.
okay.
Beyonce, yeah.
Beyonce's your adopted mother.
Yes. Peppa Pig's my sister.
Right. And how often do you see them?
Pretty much never, because, well, when I close my eyes and go to sleep, that's when I get to see
the
them.
naughty corner.
That's right, yeah.
So if Beyonce's your mother, did she give you a singing ability at all?
Of course. Absolutely.
Could we perhaps?
Oh, can we?
Look what just happened to be here.
I know.
Oh, we're very lucky.
I thought the way you picked it up, you were going to play it back to front for me.
Can you do that? No.
You can. Rhythm.
So, this is a song you guys probably
Did
have
you
heard
write
of.
it?
Yes, I did. This
Make
is,
it up all by yourself?
Absolutely. There's no one else helped me with this song.
No help from Beyonce.
At all. No influence
Or
there.
Peppa Pig?
No. Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, they all... Of course they all wanted to.
Well,
they
now
all
that
work
she's
on the
won
phone.
Yeah, well, when she's won the Academy Award, perhaps now that she's that famous, maybe you could...
Bradley Cooper, more like Bradley Pooper.
Oh.
He's going to get upset about that. You might have heard this song before.
Well, should we introduce it properly?
Sure. This is a little song called... it's about things in the sky. Am I even looking at the right camera?
No, that way.
Hey, twinkle, twinkle, little star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. You're actually a ball of gas in space. I don't have to wonder anymore.
Nice. So you're about honesty then, obviously.
Yeah, just the facts. Just why confuse people? Just this is how they work.
And children need to know the facts.
They do. Have you heard this one? Hang on. The wipers on the bus go... Because it's not even raining. They're not always going to go switch.
No,
to
no.
They're not always going to do that.
But they
No,
don't.
that's true.
No, it's true.
You might relate to this one. I'm
Yes.
sure you will. Hang on.
Okay.
The Metro card on the bus goes beep, beep, beep. Insufficient funds.
It's just times like this, it'd be great to have a
I thought you were going to say time's up. I can't stop. My face is hurting.
We've just got another 3 hours, haven't we?
Yes, so Mr.
Snod bottom.
Hyphen.
Bottom.
Is there a hyphen in there?
Sometimes the logistical people at festivals ask me if they can put a hyphen in there.
Just wondered. It's just
Yeah.
small point. So what do you want to do when you grow up?
Oh, that's a great question. Probably be a professional wrestler.
Yeah. I think you've got the body for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, John Cena came and challenged me, right? You know, John Cena, the wrestler, came and challenged me.
Yeah.
I was just there. And he was just confused.
Now we've lost his microphone.
Now you've lost your microphone. Are you still?
Yes, yeah.
It's
Just
there.
hold it there.
Just,
Let's hold it close.
It's like a bib.
You could do that. You definitely could. So, apart from that, when you grow up, what else would you like to do?
Oh, wow. Maybe an astronaut. Maybe I could be Katy Perry. Maybe I could just go around living in bins. What about your job?
No.
Your job.
You could have mine.
No.
You work with
Your
him.
job.
Hey, you're doing some more festivals? Do you go around the world with these festivals?
Not quite around the world. I have been to Edinburgh, but you know, if
It's
you want
on the
me-
other side of the world.
It is,
So you've
yeah.
got to go round half of it at least.
at least a portion of it, yeah.
So you
And
need
then
to
come
work
back.
more on, yes, but you need to work a bit more on your geography.
Yeah, I think so. I just need to know more places. I mean, I've been to, where have I been around the world? Elizabeth,
Yes, here in Adelaide. Yes.
Murray Bridge,
Yes, that's close by.
Country South Australia.
yeah, Geelong. So pretty
Good
far
place to
places.
be.
Yeah.
But you now
Yes,
live in
yes.
Melbourne, though, don't you?
That's how I reside in Melbourne, yep.
Yes.
But I do go around a lot. I tour a lot. So I'll be in Brisbane for the Brisbane Comedy Festival, March 23rd and 24th.
Right.
And then Melbourne Comedy Festival, April 6th to 14th.
And definitely this is a show that you can bring your parents to, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. Unless they're dead. Then don't do that, because that would
That's
be
difficult.
awkward if you kind of brought and then just
No, it
don't
wouldn't
do
work.
that.
Unless
there's
they're a
zombies.
mummy.
Yeah, unless they're a mummy. Unless they are a mummy, yeah, or zombies. That would be great.
Just, I'm not sure.
We can cut that, can't we? We can.
No. We're just going to take another short break and put
We
a
need to.
sensible heads
Yeah, I
back
think
on.
so.
We'll see you in a minute. We're here with Mr. Smart. What, are you okay?
No, my face hurts from laughing.
Mr. Snotbottom. I want to call you Snot, but that's really not appropriate. Because I can't do the
That's
properly.
fine. That's fine. You can call me. My middle name's Bernice, so you can call me that if you
Oh,
want.
okay, Bernice. As a source.
Yeah, I haven't ever been called that before. That just came to my head. So
I just wonder if that was the source of your background.
Right, is Bernice the actual type of sauce as well, is it?
Yeah,
All right.
Bernice.
close.
Nice. That's right.
Fair enough for the joke.
Sorry.
Where do you live?
In a bin.
In a bin?
Yeah.
The kids must say really weird stuff to you.
Yeah, they do. I get some great kid heckles. I was telling this story about how my mum's bum had gotten so big that the whole world had got sucked up inside my mum's bum.
This is Beyonce.
Yeah. Oh, can we get sued for that? I'm not
No.
Who's Sue? Is that your sister?
sure. One of them.
Okay,
It could,
sorry.
It could be one of my personalities. I'm not sure. I'm not keeping track. But so that's the kind of show it is. I'm telling stories like that. And I tell this story about how my mum's bum's got so big, it's got sucked up inside my mum's bum, and this little kid out of nowhere has just stood up and gone, "Oh yeah, my mum's bum's so big, your mum's bum's up my mum's bum." It's a really competitive child.
How old were they?
They would have been like 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Smarty
I
pants.
may as well stop the show. This is
Yes.
the best thing that's going to happen. That's great.
Now, your fan base, though, is what age?
Well, I aim it for family. So it's not a kids show as such. It's more like a family audience. So you know, picture something like Shrek meets
Yeah.
Mr. Bean. It's kind of more like
Yeah.
that. So to the point where if I'm performing through to just a bunch of kids, it's not quite as fun. It's that it really requires that family dynamic. To the point where even sometimes I go to a theatre and they want to put the kids at the front, the parents in the back, and I try and avoid that
Yeah.
because you know it's much more fun when your family can enjoy it together. and-
Because in real terms, this is the way people sort of talk at home, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty much dinner table fodder. It is.
Yes. And any other strange things the kids have said to you?
There was a gag I was doing a while ago about how fairy farts smell of perfume. That's what perfume is.
Right.
So if your mum has perfume on, she's covered in farts. And this little girl that was just, she was obviously a fairy fan, wrong demographic coming to the show, and she just lost it, stood up and cried and ran to her mum. But then I think she smelt some perfume on her mum and cried some more, and I found that kind of funny.
It's been absolutely wonderful that Mark Trenwith could be part of OurTime and that he could also bring Mr. Snotbottom to be with us. And I believe you just got one more song.
I do. This is, look, I think anyone can...
Well, yes, before you sing it,
Yes.
it's been lovely, Janice. It's been lovely to almost talk to you once again.
Yes.
Keep yourself nice until next time we see you. And here's Mr. Snotbottom with...
If I say the title, it's probably going to give away the punchline. So,
Just keep singing.
well, should I ask? Have you've guys been to a birthday party before, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, you've been to a birthday party.
Yes.
Well, I hope this did not happen at your birthday party. She stormed through the room like she owned the place. She burst the balloons in the baby's face. She opened my presents, she threw my cake in the loo. She ate all my lollies and in the bag she spewed. She swore all the way through the birthday song. Ran through the house naked, wearing nothing but thongs. Wiggling and jiggling, her bottom so bare. You can't take my grandmother anywhere.
Dear, dear, dear.